At a special India-US space collaboration event in Washington, D.C., U.S. astronauts Sunita Williams, Nick Hague and Butch Wilmore shared their experiences, joined virtually by IAF Group Captain and astronaut Shubanshu Shukla. Williams reflected on the challenges of Expedition 72, calling it super difficult, while emphasizing how teamwork, communication and mutual support remain vital in space missions.
Our embassy to host such a distinguished gathering, a unique occasion for us. We've always had people in this house before, as I was just remarking earlier, who have always have Earth-centric view of the space. So first time we have people who have a space-centric view of the Earth, so which is a unique perspective. I'm sure every bit instructive for each one of us. We are bureaucrats, we tend to get very cynical very quickly. So it's good to, sometime presence of dignitaries like you is just enough to sharply focus.
Because that's what you all get to do every day, you get to inspire. So when did you know you wanted to become an astronaut, and who and what inspired you?
Obviously, growing up during the era when space exploration was in its infancy, and being able to visualize and see that, obviously on a little black and white television, is some of those earliest memories that I have in my life, much less, about everything else that takes place in our lives. And certainly that is inspiring, what was taking place in the moon race and those type of things. I wasn't something I set out to do, but over the course of time, as the good Lord allowed me to hit some of these wickets, naval aviator, carrier aviator, test pilot, visited NASA and thought, you know what? Maybe that's something that I could try to do. And obviously that eventually played out. So it was a process for me over the course of time, just always intrigued by technology. My mom said my first word was why. It wasn't mom or dad, it was why. So that's just kind of the way I'm wired, and fortunately this played out as it did. I'm grateful.
Man, that must have been tough on your mom.
Yeah, so I like how Butch mentions the word why, and the ambassador brought up curiosity, and that's really where it starts. When I was young, my parents fostered that sense of curiosity and going and exploring, and whether that was out on the farm and getting lost in the trees, or it was at school, but that foundation leads you along. And so teachers and professors and mentors along the way just kind of continued to fuel that sense of curiosity and exploration, and there's no better job to have where you get to learn so many different things and then just go do experiments. It's awesome.
Amazing. Shubanshu, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Our first astronaut traveled to space in 1984. I wasn't even there yet. I was born in 1985. So, but I grew up listening to his stories, and what he did up in the space. He was really, he still is a hero for the country. But the thought of becoming an astronaut never really took root, because we did not have an active human space program back then. And I think, as Barry was mentioning, for me as well, it was about checking the right boxes. Similar path. I joined the Air Force and thereafter became a test pilot. And so then when the opportunity was there for us to be an astronaut and they wanted test pilots, I was right there. And I think that was very instinctive for me, because it was a natural extension from aviation. So I applied, and as luck would have it, one thing led to another, and here I am.
Amazing. Sunny?
Is it on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Everybody has said, I think, some of the similar things. Curiosity and challenges, I think, is another thing that I think I would add. And my parents were amazing influences on me, and always had put us out there to try different things and never be afraid of trying different things. And it is funny, because I think about the story of both my parents. My mom's family, Slovenian, she grew up in Ohio, small town outside of Cleveland, and my dad came to the United States, was immigrated. And I think about him leaving India, his home country, and I think to myself, wow, that's brave. I don't think I could do that, when people say, oh, what you guys do is really brave, but we have a structure of people, family and friends that support us. And when you are just out there doing it on your own and taking those big steps, I think that is a lot braver. And so I grew up with that. I grew up seeing how people who came from really nothing, very different people, could come together and make something amazing for themselves. My parents moved to Boston, and my father's a really well-known neuroscientist. And I was like, how did you do that? You know, like, we were so supported. We have so much infrastructure.